welcome to SVG-TV's news for Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. The fourth meeting of the OECS Economic Affairs Council got underway today at the Holiday Inn Express at Diamond. At the opening of the meeting, Minister of Finance, Economic Affairs and Information Technology Camille Gonsalves assumed the chairmanship of the council, succeeding St. Lucia's Finance Minister Wayne Gerard. The two-day meetings is expected to provide vital updates on the implementation of the economic union while advancing discussions to propel significant economic initiatives. Delivering opening remarks, SVG's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Consumer Affairs, Frederick Stevenson, pointed out that the occasion not only marks the ceremonial change of the chairmanship of the council, but also presents an opportunity to reflect on the progress made on the path ahead for regional economic integration, resilience, and sustainable development. He thanked the outgoing chairman of the council for his leadership over the past year and welcomed the new chair.
Under his stewardship, this council has made significant strides in fostering economic cooperation, deepening trade relations, and advancing policies that strengthen the economic resilience of our member states. Your commitment to the OECS vision has left an indelible mark, and we salute your efforts, and we thank you. As we welcome the incoming chair, our very own, the Honorable Camille Gonsalves, the Minister of Finance, Economic Planning, Information and Technology, to this very important role of chairmanship, we do so with great confidence and recognize the important work ahead. We must continue to build on the foundation laid by our predecessors, deepening economic integration, fostering entrepreneurship, and unlocking the potential of emerging industries such as the blue and green economies, as well as digital innovation, just to name a few. Recognizing the existing challenges before us, such as global economic uncertainty, climate resilience, digital transformation, and economic diversification, it is clear that steadfast leadership, innovative thinking, and the spirit of unity are all required to work together. We must continue to build on the momentum created, ensuring that our economies remain competitive, inclusive, and sustainable.
Emphasizing the importance of collaboration among member states, Minister Stevenson stated that it is not only a necessity but also a strategic advantage to position the OECS as a competitive, resilient, forward-thinking economic bloc.
The OECS integration movement remains a beacon of what small states can achieve when we work together. Our commitment to harmonize policies, free movement, and economic transformation will drive our region forward. We must enhance our trade and investment environment, deepen public-private partnerships, and leverage emerging opportunities in sectors such as technology, renewable energy, and the blue economy. We are also convening this Economic Affairs Council at a critical time. Major countries are re-evaluating their rules-based multilateral order in a manner which could have severe impacts on us as small island developing states and small vulnerable economies. Furthermore, increased geopolitical tensions, a marked shift towards protectoralism, and economic and political headwinds around the world are likely to influence international relations and economic strategies worldwide. Against this backdrop, it is even more incumbent on us to re-energize our work on regionalism as an effective guardrail against these negative externalities. Excellencies, colleagues, and friends, let us reaffirm our dedication to regional collaboration and integration. The path ahead is demanding, but together, through partnership and shared vision, we will strengthen economic foundations of the OECS for the benefit of all our citizens.
Director General of the OECS, Dr. Didacus Jules, who also addressed the opening ceremony, said that the gathering of Economic Affairs Council is more than a statutory obligation. He said it is a strategic imperative.
The EAC is a linchpin of our regional integration architecture, which is embedded in Article 11 of the revised Treaty of Bastille. Through this forum, we are entrusted with shaping the economic destiny of our region, harmonizing fiscal policies, promoting trade, advancing the free movement of goods, services, capital, and the people across our economic union. This year's convening is especially consequential. We meet at a moment of profound geopolitical upheaval. The recent re-election of President Trump in the United States has introduced a wave of executive actions on trade, immigration, and foreign assistance that have already had direct impact on the OECS. The America First Trade Doctrine threatens to dismantle long-standing trade arrangements, including those under the Caribbean Basin Initiative. The proposed imposition of a US $1.5 million service fee per US port call for vessels built in China could significantly raise import costs and intensify inflationary pressures across our economic union. These measures, if enacted, could ripple through every sector of our economies, hitting consumers hardest. On immigration, the sweeping changes on the way signal a likely surge of deportations. As migrants are returned en masse to Latin America and the Caribbean, we must brace for the reintegration of our nationals and the socioeconomic pressures that will inevitably follow. Equally troubling is the initial 90-day suspension of U.S. foreign aid disbursements, followed by the eventual closure of U.S. aid. This abrupt shift has already impacted the OECS Commission and member states. Compounding this is a broader contraction in development assistance, with the UK announcing further reductions to its aid commitments. Colleagues, these developments are not distant tremors. They are seismic shifts demanding an immediate and strategic response.
Noting that as small economies, the OECS is disproportionately exposed to global shocks and endures their effects far longer. The OECS director made it clear that even in our smallness, we are not powerless. He emphasized that the urgency of the moment compels leaders to accelerate the deepening of the economic union as a shield against these unfolding externalities. Meanwhile, the incoming chair of the Economic Affairs Council, Minister Camilo Gonzalez, in his address, also thanked the outgoing chair for his leadership, which he said exceeded expectations and reflected the government of St. Lucia's unwavering dedication to leveraging regional integration as a means to achieving tangible developments outcome.
Minister Gerard's extended tenure as chair, as our region navigated post-COVID economic challenges, has raised expectations for what this council can achieve in the pursuit of a more perfect union. As I accept the honor of chairing this fourth meeting of the council, my ambition will not be to fill Minister Gerard's shoes, but rather to stand on his shoulders and build upon the foundation that he so ably set. The revised Treaty of Bastille establishes this Economic Affairs Council as one of the 5 organs of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Principally, this Economic Affairs Council is charged with supervising the application of the Protocol of Eastern Caribbean Economic Union. That far-reaching protocol, which is part of the revised Treaty of Bastille, aims to achieve closer economic relations among OECS members to facilitate 8 objectives. First, the creation of a single financial and economic space comprising protocol member states. Economic and social progress and cohesion, which are balanced and sustainable. Harmonious development of economic activities through intersectoral linkages within and between the member states of the OECS. Continuous economic growth and expansion through the optimal utilization of domestic and economic union-wide resources. Fair distribution of benefits throughout the protocol member states, accelerated improvement in the standard of living and reduction of poverty, increased levels of economic and social stability, and economic growth, development, and international competitiveness by convergence and coordination of the economic policies of protocol member states.
The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, through the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, is set to host the 8th OECS Council of Ministers Tourism meeting on Friday, March 28th at the Beachcombers Hotel. The meeting will be held under the chairmanship of Grenada's Minister of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture, Senator Adriana Thomas. A news release from the SVG Ministry of Tourism says this high-level gathering will bring together ministers of tourism from across the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, to discuss critical issues, strategies, and collaborative initiatives to strengthen the region's tourism sector. The meeting will focus on advancing sustainable tourism, enhancing regional marketing efforts, and fostering resilience within the industry. As St. Vincent and the Grenadines prepares to host this important event, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, Carlos James, expressed his enthusiasm and commitment to facilitating productive discussions. He has been quoted as saying, "We are honored to welcome our fellow OECS Ministers of Tourism to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for this pivotal meeting. This forum provides a critical platform for us to engage in meaningful dialogue, share best practices, and chart a collective path for sustainable growth for tourism in our region. A small island developing states, our unity and strategic collaboration are essential to navigating the evolving tourism landscape and maximizing the benefits for our people." End quote. The 8th OECS Council of Ministers Tourism meeting will feature key presentations, policy discussions, and exploration of innovative approaches to regional tourism development. It aligns with its broader mission of the OECS to strengthen economic integration and cooperation among member states. Ambassador Extraordinary and potentially for the Ecuador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, His Excellency Jose Maria Borja Lopez presented his letter of credence to Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan today. During his official visit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, His Excellency Jose Maria Lopez participated in several courtesy calls with Vincentian dignitaries, including Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Alf Gonsalves, and Foreign Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Frederick Stevenson, accompanied by Sandy Peters Phillips, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Consumer Affairs. The Republic of Ecuador and St. Vincent and the Grenadines established relations on August 1st, 1989, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines continues to value its partnership with Ecuador. Prime Minister Dr. Alf Gonsalves has announced that several new projects are underway in various constituencies, including the construction of a new clinic in Lodge Village, Central Kingston. During an interview on WeFM's Issues at Hand program last Sunday, the Prime Minister stated that the clinic, which will serve the Central Kingston area, will be funded by the Saudi Fund.
On a lot of issues in the community, the government and opposition would agree on that you need a piece of road fixing. Well, that's a question of resources. You need the school to be repaired. That's a question of resources. You understand what I mean? Huh?
Or a clinic in Central Kingston, Lodge Village or Green Hill.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's going to be a clinic in Central Kingston. It's going to be in the Lodge Village area. Under the Saudi Fund, which we borrowing the money. Hopefully we get that going within the next few months. As always with these things, the planning of them is longer sometimes than the actual construction period.
The Prime Minister acknowledged that there is still much work to be done in the Central Kingston constituency, but emphasized that progress takes time. The ULP Constituency Conference for Central Kingston was held last Saturday, where former president of the SVG Football Federation was selected as the candidate to contest the next general elections. He will be running against Sinclair Leacock of the NDP, who is the current parliamentary representative for the area. It was also noted that more government workers are offering themselves as candidates for the upcoming general elections. Commenting on this development during the radio program, Prime Minister Dr. Alfken Sav said that this indicates the recent legal change which allows public servants to enter politics has been working in their favor. He pointed out that both the NDP and ULP now have at least 2 government workers who have taken advantage of the opportunity.
I believe that I haven't checked it out closely with all the public sector employees, but I would say that the law which we passed certainly is facilitating individuals. I think on our side, certainly the facilitation with 2 individuals, maybe 3. And I think on the other side, certainly it has facilitated the West St. George candidate. I don't know if there's another one on the other side. Marikwa also, yes, Marikwa. Yes, that has facilitated the gentleman who is offering himself there for the NDP. Well, we will, P. John, we are in a sense, as a growing democracy, the particular legislation which we passed, we'll see how it works. We will see how it works, and we'll make the judgment. And where the judgment is going to be very important is on who won, not so much who wins a seat, but who loses and comes back into the system.
In the past, public servants who entered politics were required to give up their jobs. However, with the recent change in legislation, they are now able to remain in their public service roles while participating in political processes. Opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP candidate for North Windward, Senator Shavon John, hosted her annual dinner and award ceremony on Saturday, March 22, 2025 at the Georgetown Secondary School auditorium, where she recognized 10 outstanding community leaders from the constituency. In a press release, the NDP stated that the event, which was attended by party leader Dr. Godwin Friday and other prominent members of the NDP, was an unforgettable evening, bringing together individuals who have made a remarkable impact on the North Windward community. The release highlighted that the ceremony honored local farmers, teachers, coaches, and community leaders who have played an instrumental role in the betterment of North Windward. Attendees were treated to heartfelt speeches, inspiring stories, and a powerful acknowledgement of the contributions that continue to drive positive change in the community. The awardees included Arlette McDowell, Colita Romeo, James Brown, Jillian Pitts, Monica Nanton, Ronnie Francis, Rosaline Bracken, Theodore Brown, Billy Vasha Adams, and Vanette Pompey. According to the news release, the success of this year's dinner and award ceremony reflects Senator Shavon John's unwavering commitment to the community and her continued efforts in advancing the development of North Windward. Looking ahead, the release also noted that Senator John's next major event will be the Shavon John T10 Cricket Tournament Finals, scheduled for April 27, 2025 at the Oya Playing Field. The Agricultural Productivity Recovery and Young Farmers Training Project for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, valued at approximately US $3.2 million, was officially launched on March 13, 2025 at the Embassy of the Republic of China on Taiwan in Richmond Hill. At Kingstown, the project aims to support the governments of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in restoring agricultural productivity following the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl and to encourage the youth's involvement in the sector. Agricultural Diversification Officer Rohan MacDonald emphasized the challenges faced by young people in getting involved in agriculture today, noting that through this project they hope to reverse the trend and see an increase in the number of young farmers.
Many young persons show little interest or involvement in agriculture, and because of these issues, it is more challenging for the agricultural sector to actively pursue specialization and commercialization. As a result of the foregoing issues, the government of St. Vincent approached Taiwan with the hope to collaborate on initiatives to attract young people to participate in agriculture, thereby addressing both the need for recovery and the aging farmer population in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The objective of the project is to fully transform, establish and utilize the existing agricultural production facilities at the Orange Hill Biotechnology Center to facilitate comprehensive training for farmers with special emphasis on young farmers.
Furthermore, Her Excellency Fiona Fan, Ambassador to the Republic of China and Taiwan's SVG, stressed Taiwan's strong commitment to its collaboration with St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She said the Taiwanese government is dedicated to ensuring that the future of agriculture and SVG remains bright and prosperous. In addition, Saboto Caesar, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, remarked that the project serves as a formal invitation for individuals invested in investing in agriculture.
The students who did agriculture in secondary school, the persons who did agriculture at the technical college level, the persons who did not have those opportunities but want to participate and to invest in agriculture, this is going to be a formal invitation for you. And in the document, the agreement that we are going to sign, it speaks importantly of the cross-ministerial intervention that we are having, in that we are going to work along with the Department of Youth Affairs. We definitely have to work with the Ministry of Agriculture, jointly with Education, to ensure that we map all the bases so that we come up with a platform that is inviting and one that will be able to canvass the youth of our nation.
The project represents a vital partnership between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan, aiming to revitalize the agricultural industry and create opportunities for young people in the sector. The primary goal of law enforcement, according to Police Constable 353 of the Public Relations and Complaints Department, Raquel Coombs, is to solve crime. Coombs shared this during an interview with NBC Radio's Police on the Beat program yesterday. Coombs discussed the significant role of social media now plays in law enforcement, explaining how the force has adopted to leverage these platforms to their advantage in crime-solving efforts.
So instead of relying solely on traditional press release or media interviews, we now provide real-time updates through platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So this also helps to bridge the gap.
In addition, Police Constable Roselle Charles emphasized the importance of carefully managing what information is shared on social media, noting that it's crucial for the force to limit the information released online to avoid compromising ongoing investigations.
Also, the advantages, it creates an opportunity to be transparent. You accept accountability, and it's a platform for open communication. Right, so where we do the regular updates, we explain police procedures and so forth that happen on a day-to-day basis. And as Bob said, you have to also be careful in what information you share, because that can be a negative backlash on the case.
Charles also highlighted that officers undergo extensive training on managing social media responsibly with a clear code of conduct that guides how they engage with social media, ensuring that they follow best practices and avoid putting cases at risk.
So the SVG PF manages social media responsibly by adhering to clear, defined policy. We do training and oversight mechanisms. Also, we follow code of conduct where this is where the officers would have to protect the privacy and the confidentiality of the case. So as we said prior, sensitive details such as the name of the victims, the minors, the confidential police operations, and usually withhold information until an official statement is given.
More than 50 bags of garbage were removed from litter hotspots in Arnesville, Lomans Bay, and Argyle by the Central Water and Sewage Authority, CWSA, and volunteers from various companies such as Tropical Shipping and environmental organizations, including Energize Earth SVG. At Arnesville, just below the bus stop, a skip was filled with large amounts of garbage. Island manager of the Tropical Shipping SVG, Cedric McIntyre, expressed his satisfaction with the initiative, stating that he was pleased with the efforts and hope that more could be done to help create a clean area.
We have our team here. We have a small team of about 4 right in Arnesville. We have a small team in Argyle. So we're happy to come out, get our hands dirty and be part of it, be connected to Earth. Yeah, this particular area, you can see it. I mean, the rivers in the background, there's a lot of greenery, and I know that we're right behind the bus stop here, and a lot of debris could be, as we've seen in the cleanup, there's a lot of littering going on, but if they can be protected in some way, with signage, with garbage bins, getting more stakeholders involved, that'd be great, because it is a beautiful area. We want to make sure and ensure that we are part of this every year, and I want to commend Energize Earth, CWSA, and all the stakeholders who came out today to make this, National Films Day a reality. It's indeed it's a great event, it's a great initiative.
Another area where a cleanup exercise took place was at Lomans Bay Beach. CWSA's Assistant Public Relations Officer, Ryan McDowell, mentioned that nearly 20 bags of garbage were collected from the beach.
Today at the Lomans Bay Leeward, we had our final activity in our week of activities for World Water Day. We had members from the Leo Club St. Vincent, the Kittles and Sharps Police Club, along with workers from the CWSA turn up to clean up here today. We wanted to lend our efforts to litter hotspots across St. Vincent, and the Lomans Leeward Bay was one of them. Close to 10 to 20 bags of garbage. As you can see now, they're loading up this skip to have them collected by the Solid Waste Management Unit.
Meanwhile, at the Arnesville bus stop where the cleanup was conducted, a coconut vendor shared that he was inspired by the initiative and was motivated to carry out his own cleaning efforts in the area.
Shell them. When I get a truckload, I usually pay a guy named Ramu to carry them around at the landfill. $80 for a truckload. So that's how I'm doing it here. I pay and clean up right down behind here, clean up the whole place. That's how I does here. It's the other person who's selling here. Them is his shell them. Look, my shell them right there and there. So shell them will move from down there is the other guy. And he has some right below we right here so too. And them rotten, then they are long time. It's nice. It's nice because I just clean too. So once this clean up, boost me up now for clean more.